Saan kayo naglatag? May mabukuan.
Dito doon kita lihat.
Lagyan sa paibigan naman mag-exercise. Share na ka, no? Share na ka, no?
Paano nagkaroon ng tangke rito? Nasa bundok, bakit may tangke?
Ulo lang talaga.
Ito, old tank. Tangke ng Amerikano yata ito. Yan, solid. Ganun kakapal ang bakal, no? Solid siya. Almost 1 inch thick yung kanyang kapal. Ganyan siya katibay. Ito ang problema sa lugar na to, walang signal. Kasi it's in the middle of the forest and mountains. Kaya hindi ka makapag-live. Kahit 1 bar of signal, walang masagap ang telepono. Tingnan natin kung anong nasa loob nitong tangke. Ayan. Ganyan siya kakapal. See? 1 inch thick. Malamang, sa malamang ito ginamit nung World War. Ayan. So subukan natin pumasok kahit na makitid yung daan. Ito ang loob ng tangke. Hanggang solid. Butas na rin siya rito sa ilalim. Kinain na ng rust. Tingnan mo ang layer ng bakal niya. Ang tibay. Tingnan natin dito sa harap. So, ang hirap ng trabaho ng operator nitong tangke ng araw. Yan. Hello. Alam niyo ba kung saan galing tong tangke na to? Bakit siya nandito? Wala siyang history kung paano siya nakarating dito. Okay. Saan ba yung museo? Dito? Ito. Okay. Sige, thank you. So, ayan. Hindi alam ng mga tao rito. Ayan, may mga bata. Ayan, tinatry nilang pumasok dito sa loob ng tangke. Ayan. Paano ito na-operate ng tao nung araw pag nandito ka sa loob? Dahan-dahan ha, baka kayo mauntog. Hindi pwede ang bata rito. Siguro dito sa sites, ito ang mga lagayan nila ng mga gamit, mga armor o mga bala, tsaka tulugan na rin siguro. Galing. Subukan natin pumunta sa museum at tignan natin yung history nitong tangke, kung paano siya nakarating dito. Good afternoon. Pwede pong pumasok? Pwede ko bang basahin yung... Yan ba yung history ng tangke? Paano siya napunta rito?
May museum po tayo, sir.
Saan po banda? Eto. Okay.
Ayun po, sir. 20 pesos per head po.
So, pwede nang pumasok ata.
Magbabayad po tayo ng 20.
Saan po? Sa entrance? O dito na?
Tingalo. Sila mo. Sir, bawal ang picture and video dito sa loob, ah?
Ganun ba yun? Yun sana dahil nag-film ako sa content ko eh. Baka pwedeng mahapyong ko lang ng konti. Hindi obra. Okay, sige.
Ano yung ba? Mamaya yan yan.
My name is Brian McGuire. I'm the husband of this section of the video. We want to explain the military situation at the time for a forgotten battle called the Battle of the Villa Verde Trail. In 1945, the Americans landed at Lingayen near Dagupan and advanced quickly down towards Manila. The idea being to take the Philippines, just as MacArthur had promised with I shall return. After about a month of operations, General Yamashita's forces, the 4th and the Army Group, were beginning to threaten the eastern flanks coming down from the mountains onto the central plain. To counter that, General Kruger of the 6th Army dispatched the 32nd Infantry Division, also known as the Red Arrow Division, to firstly defend to stop any attack from the south from the east, should I say, and then to advance up the Villa Verde Trail as a measure to draw Japanese troops away from Highway number 5 at the Balate Pass. The idea being to get to Santa Fe and enter the Cagayan Valley, which was the breadbasket of both the Philippines and the Japanese army. As the 32nd Division advanced up the trail, they were met by forces of the 10th Japanese 10th Reconnaissance Regiment. This was actually a vastly reduced regiment. They were so well dug in and were operating using small positions which provided enfilading fire from various positions, which meant there was no direct assault. Because the paths were narrow, the Americans could not maneuver in force. And so, even the words of General Kruger in his own memoirs, the 32nd Division had to slug it out. For 3 months they advanced. At the time, weather either hot and steamy or very wet. Not only did they have to advance carrying their own supplies, but also the American engineering units were building a road behind them. Bulldozers were going up and possibly steep inclines, making a road that could be used to support the troops at the front. Local manpower who both had knowledge of the area and also were willing workers were used as corridors, my late father-in-law being one of them. As they advanced up, they suffered heavy casualties. It should be pointed out that the 32nd Infantry Division still holds the record under U.S. military command for the longest time in the field. The red arrow was a symbol that they had crossed and broken every barrier put in front of them. They were considered hardened troops. If you can imagine climbing up precipitous hillsides, initially in the open and then through pine trees, carrying your combat equipment, and then somebody shooting at you. Not a very pleasant thought. Eventually, around the end of March, they passed through what the area now is the park, and carried on up, heading for Salak Passes, which is the main line of Japanese defense, where they were met by the remnants of the reclaimed Japanese 2nd Armored Division, which had, as a tank unit, been destroyed at the Battle of San Jose. Fighting was hard, fighting was tough. The dryness of March turned into huge torrential rain. Every meter was a battle, not just against the enemy, but against the earthquake. After passing through what's now the park, they moved on to the Salaksak Passes. As I said, these were the main line of resistance for the Japanese. The Japanese carried on employing their very successful technique of spider holes and small positions which could not be attacked directly, but had to be attacked simultaneously with several others. To the north of the Salaksak Passes, there is a ridge of mountains which they refer to as the Yamashita Ridge. The Japanese had dug in medium mortars and howitzers there, and they were able to accurately fire on the lines of advance of the Americans. And one problem with this was that the Americans, because of their height, they had very, very, very good visibility to the American advance. Sometime at the end of March, one of the 5 tanks attached to the 32nd Division was proceeding up the Winnebago Trail. So it took that time to get up to this level, right in the achievement in itself. To get up on the combat divisions was even more so. However, it was important that the tank came under mortar fire. Tank commander ordered the tank off the trail, and it used unfortunately, this is what they refer to as dead ground, but it becomes so the Japanese continued to mortar into the area. A lucky shot, tank was hit, went on fire. All 5 people died, and that is how the tank died. The 75 comes from the fact that the main armament of the tank is a 75mm M3 tank gun. It's quite common at the time and had a very, very good hitting power, much superior to what Japanese tanks in which they were known. It was good for clearing out positions if they were close enough to the trail. The W refers to the fact that the ammunition is stored in canisters containing a mix of water and glycol. The idea being that it stops the ammunition exploding or catching fire in the event of a major hit. The tank in its position now is not its original position. Prior to 2013, the tank was situated about 12 meters further back from where it is and rotated about 90 degrees with the gun facing towards the coast north. Unfortunately, it was moved, so some context.
Sino po itong mga nasa picture?
Please also remember that this
Kilala
is also
So sila talagang may-ari nitong lugar.
approximately 2 weeks after the destruction of the tank.
Anong
The
year
Americans
sila nabuhay? Anong taon
brought
sila
for an
nabuhay?
overnight position a radio due to poor communication,
Pati ito, lolo niya yung
Ay,
government.
hindi po. Binigilan po ni ko.
relay
Ah,
stations
Kasi yung
to send messages from the front line
So, ibig sabihin, private tong property na to.
to artillery at the rear.
Ayos.
Walkie-talkies didn't work very
Sundalo
well.
ba siya dati?
Because of that,
dati
they
po
had
ano
to use
sa
relay stations.
may
The jeep
hawak
set up
na
overnight
radyo. Ang sinabi
was
ko
guarded
Oh.
by
Ay, man pala.
American soldiers
Okay.
during the night.
So, radio man
Radio
siya.
pa rin.
Radio man.
attack took place. The Japanese were very
Kaya pala
familiar
nandito yung tangke, naiwanan na lang dito. Ano?
American lines. They were
Naiwan na lang.
they normally went to make advanced attacks. These were suicide missions. They attacked and destroyed the radio jeep. But in doing so, all 100
Etong mga pictures na to na itago niya, na save niya.
Sinerch din po.
Sinerch na lang.
Also like to point out
Yan itong nagsasalita.
many of these
Sino ba nagsasalita na yan?
were carried out
Irish
by
na Belgium.
casualties. They were already in hospital and they volunteered.
So itong tao na to nakarating na rin dito.
Ako, dito po nung 1 month niya.
Kawan lang na doon.
April.
Nandito siya.
Don't have as yet casualty figures, but that
Okay, thank
is
you.
available to us yet. But we're doing an ongoing research. This also gave rise to a local legend that a Royal tank was destroyed by one of these attacks, but nobody was there. It should also be pointed out that there were casualties among the locals as well, who didn't go down to the safety of the American lines for various reasons. Also, some of the cargoes, those who carried and did the portage for the Americans, were also killed in counter-battle. So with this park, we also honor those. So, if you look above the tank, you will see 3 flags flying. The flag of the Republic of the Philippines, the flag of the United States of America, and the modern peacetime flag of Japan. Thank you for your attention.
Salamat po sa lahat sa inyong pag-visit sa aming park. Ito po ay legacy natin. Mabuhay po tayo lahat.
In my language, Guru Mahabut. Thank you.
Sa museum. Sa museum. Dito, dadaan ako dyan. Meron, posible naman.
Kani yung itong plastic? Axel, halika dito.
ka na. Hindi mo magaling style.
Doon sana, ang ganda. Nakaapak na siya na mabilis, di ba? Bago nag-slow mo. Medyo yung nararamdaman.
Ay, sige, video mo muna. Tapos ako alis.
Mika. Private property pala to. Private property.
Daddy, nasa cellphone yung isa?
Nandito.
Meron.
Lobat na. Mamaya na, anak.
Meron pa yung isa yung cellphone.
Ang may-ari pala dati nito, dating sundalo. Lolo nung mga nandun sa museum. Kaya pala may tangke rito nun. Ano pala to, may daan na pala rito nung araw pa, nung panahon pa ng gera. Kaya meron ng daan sa bundok-bundok. Dinevelop na lang. Tapos yung tangke, kaya nandyan. Naiiwan na lang pala yan dyan. Ayun lolo nila yung mga nagbabantay doon sa museum eh.
Ito ba hindi lang
Dati raw siyang radio man. Nung
Dito.
nung panahon ng gera. Nagtataka ako, paano sila nabubuhay dito nang wala man lang signal?
Ano sabi nila?
Hindi ko na tinanong, siyempre. Walang ka-signal.
Wala nga.
Lobat na yan, Sairi. Ang cellphone mamaya sa bahay.
Tapos dito ay... Paano sila natin nakakatakot?
Private property pala ito.
Balik ka na. Daddy, ang balik tarang pwede? Bawal.
Mamaya na, anak, walang signal dito. Dada, makagumulong ka dyan. Matarik yan. Buti kung mahanap ka pa dyan. Pag gumulong-gulong ka dyan, diretso ka sa baba. Hindi ka mahanap dyan, oh. Sige nga, saan ka pupunta? Saan ka dadaan?
Ito, hindi magpahawa.
Ay.
Pahawa ka. Baka madulas kasi ito. Ayun o, madulas.
Ikaw talaga ba mo pinapalo si Ma?
Bakit may mga ganyan?